So, just like y'all, I wanted to hear about what's going on with Joe and Nicki. And what my take was on the whole situation. Yeah, some people are going to be upset, but when do y'all know me to care? Now, let's start in chronological order as much as possible. Let's start with Nicki on and Joe on Queen Radio. Now, this is going back to all the way to October 2017, if I remember the date correctly, about motorsports. Joe said what he had to say about that. Academic said what he had to say about that. Nicki wasn't feeling it and decided to bring it up to him today. Joe doesn't remember saying what he said, and Nicki Minaj presented some receipts.
You said many times that I lied, that I didn't know another bitch was on a song I was on.
Here's my question.
And now you want to address it.
Can I ask a question now? Was Nicki Minaj and Cardi B on the motorsport record directing bars at each other?
What the f? You're not going to change the subject. I'm asking you a question.
That's the same subject.
No, the it's not. I said I knew the bitch was on a song. You said she didn't know she was on a song.
Nick, I don't believe that I said that, if you want to be honest.
Oh, my God.
Believe that Nicki Minaj was You believe that Nicki Minaj was aware that Cardi B was going to no.
Do you have a twin?
Yep. Joe, she got you on that one. Admit you said what you said. How you felt then is probably different than how you feel now. Apologize, keep it moving. As much as a hothead Nicki could be, she'll accept that. So let's move on to, which I probably might have heard in passing, but I didn't give too much light to it. You said she was on drugs. A drug abuser.
Drugs. It's okay for you to get up there and make me sound crazy and say I'm on drugs, right?
I wish people knew I'm most comfortable in the most uncomfortable predicament.
And so am I. And what the f you won't do is disrespect me like I'm stupid. Because you know how intelligent and powerful I am, like you said, right? I'm so powerful, right, Joe?
Or because my mother raised me properly.
Oh, so your mother raised you to accuse people of being on drugs? That's what your mother raised you to? Your mother raised you. Your mother raised taste of your own mother medicine, mother.
Well,
you like talking about people and not having nobody responding. You like tearing down people's character when they can't respond, and when you like tearing down women when they can't defend themselves.
Who gives a what she popped? But don't sit here and say you ain't popped a pill.
I never said that.
An apple.
I never said that. You dumb.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a big difference between a person who does drugs one time and one time only. That doesn't make them a drug abuser, a drug addict. Someone who constantly does it, that's a drug addict. A one-time user, maybe twice? No, that's not a drug addict. Knock it off. Now, there's something that Nicki said on her radio show that she said repeatedly. So much so that it transpired or carried over all the way to Joe's podcast about her being human. Let's see if we can hear that real quick.
Let me ask this, because of course you're a human being. We're all human. We care about what people think about our character. Liar, of course, is a really strong word. At what point do you just not care about the opinions of people that you don't particularly care for to begin with?
When you no longer are a human being.
Okay.
So people like you, people think that when you are rich and famous,
I don't think that at all.
No, hold on. I've had people say, you're rich and famous. Why should you care?
Certainly not what I'm getting
When you are a human being and people are lying on you, or people who you helped continue to speak badly of you and be ungrateful, until you are no longer a human being, you will always care.
Sure. Definitely more with the people that you helped. I'm saying more general public social media shit.
Well, the people that I helped are the ones that start the narrative.
Narratives.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the problem.
Right. I feel you.
And I can say so much that I don't. But I will say that I'm not addressing men anymore. My husband will address y'all. Y'all address my husband if y'all got an issue with me, because he's dying to want to address y'all. He wants that role. That's his role. I'm not addressing you men that have a bone to pick with me, but just know that niggas will see you face to fucking face. And shout out to the ghostwriters. If you a ghostwriter and you writing lyrics about me, niggas will see you. That's a super fact. That's a whole fucking fact. That's a whole fucking fact. That's a whole fucking fact.
I'm laughing because I know what you're talking about.
That's a whole fucking.
Now, before we go any further, the last part of that audio where she said she's not addressing men no more, her husband's gonna address it. Especially if you have a bone to pick with Nicki. Nicki Minaj, I'm going to speak my mind about you despite who your husband is. Just want to get that out in the open. So, now that we know that I'm not scared of anybody affiliated with you, let's continue. Rory asked, when do you stop caring about what people say or think? Nicki Minaj says, when I'm done being human. Or when I'm not a human no more. As long as she's a human, she's going to hear, feel some type of way about what people say about her. Especially the ones closest to her that want to destroy her. Nicki, stop being human if that's the case. You need to have an on and off switch when it comes to your personal life and your business. When you're Onika Tanya Mirage, human switch should be on. When you're Nicki Minaj, turn that human shit off because it's all business. When your mama gave birth, she did not name you Nicki Minaj. She named you Onika Tanya Mirage. Learn the difference. Now, let's get to the podcast. Because anything she said on Queen Radio, for the most part, I agree with her. And she's justifiable in how she felt. Now, with the case of Joe Budden's podcast, still justifiable. There was probably a couple of things that she said that didn't sit well with me, this being one of them.
I think back to you talking about people on social media and how easily they're swayed with opinions that we can put out there. Back to the Nicki hate train. No, I don't think you started that, but I think addressing it adds to it.
And then when I don't address it, then what? Then people keep on believing lies about me?
I'm not saying it's fair.
You sound crazy. You see how that works?
Nick, you can't control what everybody thinks.
I'm explaining something. I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
You can say that when it's not you. If I go outside, what's your name?
Rory.
If I go outside in the street every single day and say, hey, just now I just saw Rory sticking a broom up someone's ass.
He does
Wait, hold
that.
on.
Yes.
Hold on.
That's a regular
Hold
day.
on.
That was his
Hold
initiation.
on. Listen to me. Listen to me. If every day I go outside and say I just saw Rory in the cafeteria sticking a broom up someone's ass, and then I go on Queen Radio. Wait, hold on. Wait, and then I go on Queen Radio where there's millions of listeners, and I said, yo, you know that dude Rory, right? Why I just seen him stick a broom up a nigga ass in the cafeteria?
By the way, it's a wild example.
Hold on.
I'm listening.
I want to know something.
Okay.
Are you allowed to? Should you not defend that?
Nicki,
if you've never gotten a broom stuck up your ass, is my question.
Well, let's ask him that first. Let's check.
Let's ask him that first.
Let's address this first.
Yeah,
I have never had a broom.
Have you?
I have never had a broom stuck on my ass
but
or
if I go
stuck
on
it in
Queen
someone's
Radio
ass.
right now, but if I go on Queen Radio, guess what? Millions of people, whether they know you or not, will now know, and whether it's true or not, will say you have stuck a broom up a nigga's ass.
Great.
Is that okay?
It's not. But that's not
Should
anything
you
of the
defend
point
yourself? Yes,
of
it
what I'm
is the point.
saying.
The point is, you just told me I shouldn't defend myself.
I didn't say that at all.
So the next Queen Radio. So let me tell you what I'm gonna do. Let me tell you what I'm gonna do. The next Queen Radio, I'm gonna start a lie about you. I'm gonna start a lie about you.
Yes! That's my favorite show.
It's not cool. It's not cool. It's not cool. Let me tell you something. You might laugh and say it's cool, but when it's a bunch of celebrities out here taking fucking drugs and committing suicide and killing themselves, it's not fucking cool. It's not fucking cool because you niggas think because it's not on you when the heat is not on you. Of course it's cool. If you felt the heat, it would not be fucking cool, my nigga.
Nicki, I agree.
It would not be cool, my nigga.
If you think that we have ever wanted you to harm yourself, then I want to be the first to apologize.
You missing the point. You missing the point. It's easy for you to know. It's easy for you to hide up under this fucking great America and social media and say you wouldn't care this and you wouldn't care that. I had so many people tell me that, and as soon as they had the fucking spotlight on them, they was ready to slit their fucking wrists. So don't you ever fucking tell me what to do until you walk a fucking mile in my fucking shoes, my nigga.
I'm not.
Period.
It's tough being around.
Period.
This is a whole different point of everything that I didn't even bring up or
You will
say.
never know what it's like.
I'm not saying
to
that
constantly
I
be
have.
lied on, to constantly be bullied, to constantly be attacked. You would never.
I
and
know.
still have to get in the fucking studio and write your own fucking raps and deliver every fucking time.
I got
and be,
you.
and be,
Anything of what
successful
I'm
time and time
suggesting.
again
Hey, wait.
after 12 fucking years. You will never know how that fucking feel, my nigga.
I agree with you. I'm not saying that at all.
You ever tell me I
at
shouldn't
all.
defend myself,
Can I-
nigga?
That's
You out
not
your
what I'm
fucking
saying.
Nah,
mind?
you pussy.
Can I?
Roy.
Can I?
It's not at all
Rory definitely
what-
doesn't raise his
Shut
own
the
rap.
fuck
Nah, you
up.
pussy. Roy's pussy.
Can I
That's
interject
the
here?
bottom line.
That's not what I'm
You
saying
still
at all.
pussy. It
Can
don't
I
matter.
jump in? Nikki, what's
There's
your,
nothing of what I said.
Nikki,
You
who's in your
Nigga,
top
that is
five?
what the fuck you said.
Nigga?
You said,
No.
aren't you fueling it by responding?
Yes, finally. Yes, somebody else. Get the heat.
No.
No, what?
Hold on,
I'm
get
saying
awkward
back.
now.
I'm saying back.
No,
Everybody
what?
was jokes
No, what?
when it was Joe.
No,
Don't
what?
turn red now,
Yeah.
nigga.
Yeah, you turning red now.
That's my natural complexion.
You turning red
That's my
now.
natural complexion. I was
Fuck
saying
outta here.
off your, off
Unless
your
you
point,
walk a mile in my shoes, you will never know what the fuck that shit feel
I'm not
like.
saying any of that at all, Nikki.
Have you ever been bullied for 12 years straight?
Nicki
I have
Minaj,
not.
you did not get bullied for
Have you
12
ever
years
been?
straight.
Have
I
you
have
ever
not.
been?
I'd happily explain my point.
You've been bullied for 12
I'll happily
years
explain my
straight.
point.
Excuse me, since the day I got in this
Help
industry.
us. Nick, all right, let's talk. Enough of Rory, because you're going to bully him. Let me. You have not been bullied for 12 years straight.
Wow.
Bullied?
And see, and
You
that's
saying that to Joe fucking Budden?
Even though Nicki Minaj didn't let Rory get his full point out, and she went on a 10, 15-minute diatribe where her base was incomplete, I didn't have a problem with what she said. The biggest issue I had was 12 years. Can you walk a mile in my shoe? Have you did this? Have you did that? I've been through this 12 years. Let's take out rap or anything affiliated with it. Let's replace it with school, education, extracurricular activities. Matter of fact, let's replace 12 years with almost 15 years. You know why I say that? Nicki, Barbz? Because I'm talking about myself. Nicki's basically saying, you never walked in my shoes, so you won't understand what I feel. And you've been doing this for 12 years. Nicki, I got almost 15 years on you. And that's in regards to school. Now, if we want to go to my personal life with family members, I was born November 3rd, 1987. I didn't really just quote-unquote cut ties with my family until February 3rd, 2015. See, Nicki, the quote-unquote bullying, all the stuff you're going through is, I won't necessarily say self-inflicted, even though I could probably make an argument that it is self-inflicted, but I won't, because that's not the point. The stuff you go through is based off of people online. Not to say that it doesn't hurt, because it does hurt, but you can control that, believe it or not. Me, on the other hand, I went through that face to face. So I say all of that to say this, Nicki. Because you got on Rory for telling you not to reply to that, even though that's technically not what he said, because you didn't let him finish. So let me say it. Nicki Minaj, Onika Tanya Mirage, Christopher Joseph Uguar, and Christopher J is telling you, stop responding to it. Control it. I know you can. There's a question that Maul asked on Queen Radio, if we could just go back there real quick. And I'm a little bit disappointed that between Nicki and Joe, no one brought this up. But here's a question first.
But when did this? Because they call me a barb on the show all the time. Because
Maul is a barb.
Hi, Marl.
no, but it's just that because I told to the guys I didn't understand when the industry all of a sudden it seemed like there was this turn on Nicki, where it was like people wasn't fucking with you like that, or people had something to say about you negative. Like, when did that happen? Like, what do you think was the cause of that?
The reason why the Nicki quote-unquote hate began is because if Nicki feels pressed, if somebody's stepping on her toes, she's going to use her influence to get them out the paint. And now you're playing with people's money. Y'all need a reminder. Here's DJ Academics.
But I really think that the things that she should be addressing are the things even prior to her and Cardi that puts things in context, that make her seem like the bad guy.
Like what?
All the other things that she's done in the industry. Because she's playing, I listen to this thing, I'm like, yo, Nicki's great at playing victim. Of course, she got a joke with the, yo, you're attacking black. This is great. Nicki, like, these are the things I want her to address. I just want her to finally address all the things that we've heard about her behind the scenes. And I can start with a personal story of mine. Before I ever met Nicki Minaj, I've never met her actually.
Mm-hmm.
I had multiple people I had multiple people reach out to me. Mm-hmm. This is when I'm just on YouTube. This is YouTube days. Uh-huh. And people said, hey, listen, Nicki's calling around to see who you work for because you said some comments that she didn't like. She was trying to use her pressure, presumably maybe trying to, I don't know, fire me from, but you can't fire me from YouTube. She did the same thing to Charlamagne. He made comments about Anaconda she didn't like. Mm-hmm. He came on and he admitted on record that she called up to Clear Channel, threatened to not go on the Breakfast Club ever again if he was still working there, right? This happened multiple other places with other people. So people, again, I think this contextualizes everything you're gonna hear about Nicki or how people are gonna give their opinion.
I heard this about Nicki long ago. And to be honest, I heard this from credible sources. So I had no reason not to believe them. On top of that, her stuck-up ass attitude back then, you could see it. But it's like, I didn't pay too much attention to it because I didn't care that much. I wasn't that invested. But what was the nail in the coffin that made me say, yep, it's 100% true? Do y'all remember this Wendy Williams interview?
But why was Nicki targeted?
It wasn't that she was targeted. What people don't understand, I hear people like, we're waiting for her response. Like, that was a response. She started. And then, I feel that is weird because she's been doing this to a lot of females, from Little Kim to Mariah to Taylor to Hannah, and no one says anything.
What is it that she does?
Well, it wasn't necessarily, the little subliminal stuff on records because I didn't care. I don't care about records. And, I'd spoken to her before, whatever you say, you're supposed to say you're the best and none of y'all better than me, whatever. It was the behind the scene things that you people would never know about, as far as trying to keep me off of red carpets and trying to make sure awards don't go to me or she's not going to be in attendance or trying to get people to make bad reports about my album sales or just anything that I'm doing to make me look less and make her look better. And I have a problem. When you're trying to stop my bag, when you're trying to stop me from taking care of my children, now I have a problem with that. What bothered me, like I said, was the behind the scenes things that why you so up and you're so on top of everybody, you're better than everybody, and you're on this, why you worry about little old me over here? Like I just came home from prison. I don't want no problems with nobody.
Remy Ma, fresh out of jail. You're doing the same tactics to her? When I say things like, I find Nicki Minaj to be very unattractive, one of the ugliest people in the industry, it's not because of her looks. It's because the shit she does and how she treats people, especially if she feels pressed. Nobody addressed that except academics, of all people. I want Nicki Minaj to address that. All this extra shit, I really could care less about it. I really don't. Because it's not that big. If it is to you, sucks to be you. But it's not that big. If anything, I want to address all that behind the scenes shit. That has yet to be addressed to her. If I'm wrong, I will apologize. To get me to apologize, I better see links, comments, whatever in my comment section to prove that Nicki Minaj has denied all allegations. Because until then, I'm going to believe what people are saying. Matter of fact, the last time I heard about this was with her, Future, and Cardi B. If you don't remember, go look it up. But if y'all got proof that she did talk about it, I want to see it. So, that was fun. My name is Christopher J. I will talk to y'all later. Leave your comments. And like I said, Barbz, I'm objective, but I'm slick with your tongue. You come in me sideways, trust me, I'm going to hurt your feelings. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.